Hello guys, welcome to my channel Chem Insider. So in today's class we are going to discuss about the second colligative property of vapor pressure, that is about elevation in boiling point. In the previous video we have discussed about the vapor pressure of certain liquids and the solid type of solid liquid type of solutions, liquid type of solutions, etc. And then we also discussed about ideal and non-ideal solution. Later we started our first colligative property in the previous video where we discussed about relative lowering of vapor pressure. That is, when you add certain amount of solute to a solvent, the vapor pressure of that solvent will be reduced, okay, in order to form a solution. Similarly, now we are going to study about the effect of solute on the basis of elevation in boiling point. So, what is elevation? Elevation is nothing but it has to increase. Boiling point has to be increased, okay. In your class 11th grade, in your 11th grade or class 11, you might have studied about the different laws of solutions, the Boyle's law, Charles law, and then vapor pressure law, etc. Out of that, if you remember, we have discussed about a law where we say that vapor pressure of a liquid is directly proportional to temperature. Vapor pressure of a liquid is directly proportional to temperature. That is, if you increase the temperature, vapor pressure will increase, okay. And at a certain point of time, if you consider as open container, especially in these cases we are discussing about open container because we need to observe the boiling point, okay. So whenever the vapor pressure, that is on increasing the temperature, the vapor pressure of the solution or the solvent increases, right. So let us say at certain point of time, the vapor pressure of the liquid will be equal to the pressure on the outer atmosphere. So, at certain point of temperature, the vapor pressure of the liquid will be equal to the outer atmospheric temperature, that is around 1 atmosphere, right. So, when the vapor pressure of the liquid, which is increasing because of the temperature increase, we observe that at certain point of temperature, the vapor pressure of the liquid will be equal to the outer atmospheric temperature, that is given as 1 atm, or it is also said as 1.0813 bars. 1.013 bar of atmospheric pressure. So when these two becomes equal with one another, the solution or the liquid starts to boil. Okay. The phenomenon of boiling is only observed when the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to the outer atmospheric pressure. So therefore, if we consider that the temperature is rising with respect to, vapor pressure is increasing with respect to temperature, then we can clearly plot a graph of vapor pressure versus T, right. We can clearly plot a graph of vapor pressure versus T. So now, if we plot a graph of vapor pressure versus T, what we are going to observe is, so this is temperature in Kelvin and this is vapor pressure, okay. So for a solvent, pure solvent, let us say the vapor pressure is increasing at this range with respect to temperature, and this is the point at which the atmospheric pressure is 1.013 bars of pressure, okay. So that is the point at which the atmospheric pressure is 1.013. So if you observe here, when the vapor pressure is increasing, it starts to cross the atmospheric pressure bar at a temperature such as like this on the X curve. So this will be called as a boiling point of that particular solvent or boiling point of liquid in kelvins, denoted by TB0. Okay, so this is the temperature at which vapor pressure of the liquid will be equal to vapor pressure of the atmosphere. Okay, so now this is the curve denoting the variation of vapor pressure of liquid with respect to temperature. So now in the previous videos we have discussed that when you add solute to a liquid, when you add non-volatile solute to a volatile liquid, vapor pressure of the solution decreases. Obviously we have discussed that. So if I consider for a solution, let us say this is for water itself. So water, it boils at 373.15 Kelvin. Water boils at 373.15 Kelvin. When I add 1 kilograms of sucrose to it, when I add 1 kilograms of sucrose to it, we'll observe a certain change in the boiling point, vapor pressure. We observe certain change in the vapor pressure because the vapor pressure decreases because of the amount of sucrose present. Okay, so therefore what we can say is, if we start with the initial value itself, vapor pressure will be completely low, where it will be less when compared to the vapor pressure of the solvent. So now the curve will be like this. Okay, the curve for the vapor pressure variation of a solution with respect to temperature. So this is for solvent, the pure solvent, that is water, and this is for sucrose solution, in water. So clearly we can observe here the vapor pressure will be less when compared to vapor pressure of the pure solvent at a particular temperature, and the point at which it should have been crossing the atmospheric pressure bar, it is not doing so. So therefore what we have to observe is, we have to further increase the temperature, right? In order to make this solution to be equal with the atmospheric pressure, what we have to do is, we need to increase the temperature further. That is when we observe the vapor pressure of the sucrose solution being equal to the atmospheric pressure. So now if you take this point of temperature, this point of temperature is called boiling point of the solution. This temperature is called the boiling point of solution. So now if you observe these two, we can clearly say that with addition of solute, we observe the increase in boiling point of the solvent. So water, which boils at 373.15 Kelvin in the pure condition, will be boiling at 373.52 Kelvin, 373.52 Kelvin, under the addition of sucrose to it. Okay, so this increase in the boiling point, or the difference in the boiling point of pure solvent and its solution, the change in pure solvent boiling point and the solution's boiling point is called the elevation in boiling point, denoted by the symbol delta TB. So the elevation in boiling point is denoted by the symbol delta TB, which is equals to boiling point of solution minus boiling point of pure solvent. Okay, so this is about the elevation in boiling point. So what happens here is, when we consider a solution in which we are adding certain amount of sucrose, its vapor pressure decreases. So in order to make that vapor pressure of the solution to cross the atmospheric pressure, that is to be equal to the atmospheric pressure, we have to increase the temperature, such as at TB we observe that the vapor pressure of the solution will be equal to atmospheric pressure, at which the solution of sucrose will be boiling. So therefore what we observe is, there will be certain change in the boiling point of water in the absence of solute and in the presence of solute. That leads to change in temperature of the solution. That is nothing but the delta TB, which is called as elevation of boiling point, or elevation in boiling point. Elevation in boiling point of a solvent on adding solute. Okay, so now we have understood this about the boiling point. Now we clearly said that the delta TB, that is the elevation of boiling point, depends only upon the molality of the solution. Elevation in the boiling point depends upon molality of the solution, but not on the nature. Even though if we add sucrose, we will observe a different temperature. Even though if you add just salt, it will also increase in temperature. Let's say that it depends upon the number of molalities of the compound taken. So therefore what we say is, delta TB is directly proportional to the molality of the solute. Delta TB is directly proportional to the molality of the solute. It is given as delta TB is equal to Kb into m. Delta TB is equal to Kb into m, where Kb is called boiling point elevation constant, boiling point elevation constant. It is also said as molality of elevation constant, molality of elevation constant, or it is also said as ebuloscopic constant, and its unit is Kelvin kg per mole. Unit of ebuloscopic constant is Kelvin kg per mole. Now we said that molality is which defines the delta TB values. Now what we know is, what do you know by molality? We have studied in earlier videos, that is molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by total moles of solvent in 1 kg. Okay, the total number of solvents, total moles of solvents in 1 kg. So therefore, if we consider this as a solute as N2, if W2 and M2 are the weight and masses of solute, weight and molar mass of solute, and W1, M1 is considered as weight and mass of molar mass of liquid or solvent, we can take that in 1 kg, that means 1000 grams. So M will be equal to W2 by M2 whole divided by W1 by 1000. W1 by 1000 grams. So substitute this M value over here. Substituting the value of M here, we get delta TB is equal to Kb into W2 divided by M2 divided by W1 divided by 1000. On simplifying these values, we get delta TB is equal to 1000 into Kb into W2 whole divided by M2 into W1. So this is the equation which we can use in order to find the molar mass of solute. Find the molar mass of solute using elevation in the boiling point. So I'll explain this once again. Hear it carefully. So vapor pressure of a solvent depends upon temperature. At a particular point of temperature, the vapor pressure will be equal to the atmospheric pressure, and at that point the solvent starts to boil. That is nothing but the boiling temperature of that particular liquid or solvent. When you add certain amount of solute to it, its vapor pressure decreases, because as we have discussed in the earlier classes, vapor pressure of a solvent decreases because of adding a solute. Okay, so now we have observed a slight decrease in the vapor pressure, and plotting a graph of vapor pressure at the temperature of that particular solution, we observe a decrease in the boiling point also. We observe certain increase in the boiling point because we have to obtain the vapor pressure equal to atmospheric pressure. So that will be called as TB. So difference in TB and TB naught is called the delta TB, which is also said as elevation in the boiling point of the solution, or boiling point of solvent when adding solute. So clearly delta TB is given as TB minus TB naught, which depends upon molar mass of the, which depends upon molality of the solution. So molality of a solution is given as number of moles of solute divided by total number of moles of solvent in 1 kg. Okay, so therefore that is the 1 kg is nothing but 1000 W1 W2 into M2. So we'll substitute those values in the first equation of delta TB. We will obtain the equation where we can use this in order to find the molar mass of the solute using the elevation in boiling point. Okay, so this is about elevation in boiling point. Next, we'll solve certain problems with this respective topic. Okay, now they have given us the question, so we'll solve that later. First we'll solve this one. So if 18 grams of glucose is dissolved in 1 kg of water, at what temperature the water will boil at 1 atmospheric pressure if the elevation in boiling point constant, that is the ebuloscopic constant of water, is 0.52 Kelvin kg per mole. So now what they have given, let us write on the given data. The values which they have given is 18 grams of C6H12O6, that is W2. W2 of the solute, that is 18 grams, and they have given us, so dissolved in 1 kilograms of water. Okay, so if you observe this carefully, we don't need to find out that molar mass of solute or something like that in order to solve this ebullioscopic constant, or nothing but the temperature in variation in the temperature. What we have to do is, first we need to observe the question carefully. They have given us Kb, that is ebullioscopic constant, that is 0.52 Kelvin kg per mole. What we all have to do is, since they have given us the formula, we can determine its molar mass, right? We can determine the molar mass of the solute. If you know these two, we can clearly know the molality of the compound, because they have given us 1 kg of the solute is dissolved in it. So M2, if you find out M2, that is 6 into carbon atomic mass is 12, plus 12 into atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, plus 6 into atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So that we get as 180 grams per mole. So the molar mass of glucose is 180 grams per mole. So this can be used to find out molality, that is 18 divided by 180. 18 divided by 180, that gives us 0.1 grams per mole. 0.1 grams per mole or 0.1 kilograms per mole, doesn't matter, whatever you take it. So now M is equal to 0.1 gram per mole. Since we have to take it in the form of kg, you can take kg again, because the ebullioscopic constant is given in kgs. So 0.1 kg per mole. Okay. Now, if you use those values, we know delta Tb is equal to Kb into M, right? Delta Tb is equal to Kb into M. Substitute the value 0.52 into 0.01. So 0.52 into 0.1, that gives us 0.052, will be 0.052 Kelvin. So this will be the elevation in boiling point. Now what they have asked here is, at what temperature the water will boil in the presence of the solute at 1 atmospheric pressure. That is, they have asked us to find out Tb. They have asked us to find out the value of Tb, and we know delta Tb is equal to Tb minus Tb naught, right? Delta Tb is equal to Tb minus Tb naught. Substitute that value. Tb is equal to, delta Tb is 0.052 plus Tb naught is always constant for water. Tb naught is 373.15 Kelvin. 373.15 Kelvin. Substitute that here. 373.15 Kelvin will be equal to 373.202 Kelvin. So the temperature at which water boils if 18 grams of glucose is added to 1 kilograms of water, then the temperature of the boiling solution will be 373.202 Kelvin. So this is how we can calculate temperature boiling point of a solution which has added some amount of solute in it. So this is how you can calculate temperature boiling point of a solution which has some amount of solute and the solvent in 1 kilograms. So next we'll solve the second problem, that is they have asked us there to determine, they have asked us to find the molar mass of solute. Okay, so now this is a bigger problem, so we'll observe that carefully. So if you observe the second question, they have given us certain values. First is Tb naught, that is boiling point of benzene. Boiling point Tb naught is equal to 353.23 Kelvin. Okay, the boiling point of pure benzene is 353.23 Kelvin, and they have said that 1.8 grams of solute. So that means 1.8 grams of solute means mass of the solute W2. We don't know M2, we need to find it. Next they have given us 90 grams of benzene. That means W1 is equal to 90 grams. W1 is equal to 90 gram. And then Tb, boiling point of the solution in which the solute is added to benzene, which was 354.11 Kelvin. and then they have given us the ebullioscopic constant of benzene, that is 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. Okay, so first for the solution, let us find out the value of delta TB. Delta TB is equal to TB minus TB naught, that is equals to 354.11 Kelvin minus 353.23 Kelvin, that will be equal to 0.82 Kelvin. So change in temperature is 0.82 Kelvin. So now if you find that values, so we have delta TB, and for the formula we know that delta TB is equal to 1000 into kb into W2 divided by M2 into W1. Okay, so this is the formula. Take M2 on the left hand side, delta TB on the right hand side, then M2 will be equal to 1000 into kb into W2 divided by W1 into delta TB. So substitute those values, we get 1000 into kb is 2.53, W2 is 1.8 grams, next W1 is 90 grams into 0.82, that is the delta TB value. On simplifying all these values, we get 58 grams per mole. So the molar mass of the solute which is dissolved in benzene is 58 grams per mole. Okay, so this is how we calculate molar mass of a solute using elevation in the boiling point concept. So this is all about for today. I hope you have understood all these concepts which I have explained. In the next video, we'll discuss more about the different colligative properties. Thank you for watching.